Ah, that feels so good. That sounds so good. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Welcome to another episode of Club Pizzle. I'm, of course, your host, Don P. Pizzle, Pod God, Cousin Don, all those good things. Thank you guys for your continued support of this platform. Thank you for your continued support of this podcast while y'all in the support mood. Make sure you are subscribe, and follow. Everything is right here down at the bottom. As y'all can see, I'm I'm messing around with a few little things. I'm back to what I was using before. So yeah, man, y'all see that at the bottom of the screen. Y'all see it scrolling down there. So go ahead, man. Follow all of the IGs, both of the IGs, and also the YouTube is right there. Um, where should I begin or where should I start? I'm just gonna start with saying that shout out to everybody who participated in 216 Day this week, this past Monday. Yes, I stepped outside on a Monday and went to the grog shop to a 216 Day event. And I'm hoping my sign don't fall today. Because if it fall today, it's just gonna be down. You gotta keep it up. I gotta do some maintenance down here with my signs and my posters and stuff. But who knows? I might bring the green screen back and give y'all the, you know. But yeah, man, I stepped out on a Monday. Shout out to all of the performers and shout out to everybody that I did bump into. I bumped into some people that I hadn't seen in a while, and it was good to see people. And it's always good to go out and be seen. I know I said I wasn't going to do a lot of hip hop this year, but I did get some footage. I ain't put nothing out because, again, man, I'm doing stuff by myself and just trying to focus on one thing at a time. But I did get some footage. I did get to holler at some people. Promoters, it would be a wise thing. It would be a good thing. It would be a dope thing to invite media to these events. And I made that post last week and I meant every word of it because everybody is helping everybody. Content creators. And again, like as far as 216 Day, it's a dope concept for Cleveland. It's a dope idea. People are getting out and doing things. I saw a couple of people complaining online about the lack of this and the lack of that, and the particular thing that they're in. Here's an idea for those people who had that complaint. Get with the promoters in your field and have them put something together. Now you got a whole year to plan something. So it's not just a rapper thing. You can have your content creators, you can have your comedians, you can have your R&B singers, you can have there were a lot of other events that were out and were around that I did see. And again, it's wise to invite the media people in and and to the media people out there, the pods and the content creators, it's time, like, make y'all up a media credential that y'all can wear to these events. It's just something for y'all, just something for y'all to do. Everybody helps everybody. It's all about, that's what it's about, man. Like, help your people out. And that's all I got. Again, shout out to everybody that participated in 216 Day and to the people who didn't participate or feel like they were left out of it. Don't be a part of the problem. Come up with a solution. With that being said, I like these little silly ass hand claps they got on this thing over here. Y'all know the motto. We here for a good time and not a long time. But before we get to the proceedings this evening, Club Pizzle is brought to you by and powered by W Energy. Shout out to the good people over at W Energy. W is clean, W is crisp, W is focused. No crash, no jitters, No, why am I vibrating moments? Just straight up smooth energy that actually lets you lock in, whether you're editing at 2 a.m., playing the game until sunrise, or just trying to make it through your workday. And boy, did I need it going trying to get through my workday today. Holy mo! Hey man, it's an everyday struggle. I needed it Monday night too. I mean Tuesday going in after stepping outside on my on a Monday to do something. Um, how do I get my hands on W? Easy. Log on to W.com. Pick something out. Pick out the sampler. You get a cup. Pick out a flavor that you think you might like. They got like a kiwi strawberry or some shit like that. And at checkout, use the promo code PODGUIDE. PODGAWD. And you get 10% off of your order. Let me repeat that because some people don't seem to comprehend English. Log on to W.com, pick something out, put it in your cart. And at checkout, put in promo code PODGUIDE, PODGAWD, and you'll get 10% off of your order. So don't play around, support the pod, support the movement. W Energy, level up, lock in, be legendary. I need to loop those hand claps, don't I? That's a crazy loop. All right, we're going to keep all right, golly, what in tarnation was that? All right, anyway, man, All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend. Let's see if they do this on their play. What happened? Nope. It went away. That's crazy. All-Star Weekend happened in Los Angeles this past weekend. I don't have too much to say about it, but I do have some stuff to say about it. First things first, let's go over these results. In the rookie challenge, Team Vince wins the whole thing. But the first game, Team Mello beat Team Austin's 40-34. Game 2, Team Vince beat Team T-Mac 41-36. And in the championship game, Team Vince beat Team Mello 25-24. VJ Edgecombe was the MVP. As you know, Cooper Flagg didn't play in the game, and I'm pretty sure if he played, he probably would have been the MVP because Cooper Flagg is probably going to win Rookie of the Year this year. I don't have postseason awards. Sorry, not sorry. But I'm gonna just let y'all know that. These concepts are okay. Like they're playing a game, but it's not, but I think they should do it the way the All-Star game does it. Because they have a target score. I think the target score is like 40 or whatever. But they should play 12 minutes, and then the final. Or if it's 4 teams, do it the way the All-Star game did it, the 12, and then the fourth quarter, the 2 teams with the best records go head to head. Like with the rookies and the sophomores, like it's cool, but a lot of these guys you don't know. You might know some of the who's, but for the most part, like a lot of these guys are unknown and trying to get known because these newer NBA rookies are like one and done. They're not finished products. They're not starting on their teams. You're getting to know a lot of these guys that aren't the lottery picks. Like I said, like Cooper Flag didn't play. VJ Edgecombe did play. Jalen Tyson did all right. It was a couple other guys that went in and handled business. But overall, like that was just okay for me. It was nice and competitive for the most part. I have no complaints about it. Now, moving on to Saturday night. The 3-point competition. Congratulations, Damian Lillard. Hasn't played all year towards Achilles. He's healing from that. And he actually was able to come out and shoot threes in the 3-point competition. He got the win over Con Knipple and Devin Booker, who were in the finals with him. At this point, the 3-point shootout is the most exciting thing in All-Star Saturday night. It is, and it should close the show. I'll get to the dunk contest in a second. But like, congratulations to Dame Lillard. I almost wore my Milwaukee Bucks Dame Lillard jersey, but I wanted to throw on this this Cavs joint. I don't think I put this one on yet, and this one is not in the rotation yet. So I gotta put something, I am gonna bring out a variety of more of my jerseys. Like I'm just putting the Cavs rotation out here because this is some Cleveland-ish going on over here. Team Knicks won the Shooting Stars competition. I'm still like puzzled to why the Knicks were even involved in this thing. And it's in LA. Y'all couldn't find the team Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was there. Some LA people like Corey Maggette. Well, Corey was on the Duke team, but you had Kawhi Leonard there. Maybe could have called Chris Paul. You could have called some Clippers to come do the damn Shooting Stars challenge. If not, you got Lakers in there. But they did get the win. Congratulations to them. I say that begrudgingly because I don't rock with the Knicks. I can't stand the New York Knicks. And I cannot wait to go to Rocket Arena this Tuesday coming up so I can watch my Cavs beat the dog, you know what, out of the New York Knicks. And Keyshawn Johnson won the AT&T Slam Dunk. All right. I didn't hate this dunk contest. If I'm being honest with y'all, I did not hate this dunk contest. I thought it was some pretty good dunks. Carter Bryant, outside of Jackson Hayes, the dunk contest was cool. They tried to kill Jace Richardson because who's the dude passing? Once you get Paolo Banchero or Cole Anthony ain't there no more, or Anthony Black or one of your teammates to throw that pass. Who the hell was that? You had a bunch of point guards out there sitting in the stands. They could have threw that pass for you. You could have got decapitated. And if he didn't have an afro, he probably would have bust his head to the white meat. But the final was competitive. Carter Bryant got springs, and he blew it on his last dunk. He couldn't put it down, and Keyshawn Johnson was the most consistent. He had the most energy. He had the most swag, and he came out and won it. My only complaint about the dunk contest is I don't know these dudes. I knew Jace Richardson because of who his dad is. I've heard of Carter Bryant, but I've never seen Carter Bryant play. Jackson Hayes, I know who he is, and I know he's 7 foot tall. And Keyshawn Johnson, don't know who the hell he is. Still don't know. Just know he from Oakland, and he like E40, and he dances around. He was doing the dance that Russell Westbrook was doing at the Kendrick Lamar pop-out concert with YG, doing all that and slapping the flow and sliding across the flow. Like it was some wild things going on, but salute to Keyshawn Johnson. You put your dunks down, you did your thing. I'll get back to All-Star Saturday. Let me get to All-Star, the actual All-Star game of USA versus the world. It was 3 teams, 2 US stars and stripes, and the team full of international players. In the first game, the Stars team beat the world 37-35. In the second game, the Stripes team beat the Stars team 42-40. In the third game, the Stripes team beat the world team 48-45. And in the championship game, the Stars beat the Stripes 47-41. And Anthony Edwards was your most valuable player. This particular All-Star game, I was entertained. But I'm a basketball purist. So I'm going to be entertained. I like the game of basketball. The game of basketball is a very beautiful game to watch when it's played. And an All-Star game is supposed to be the game where you got fast breaks, you're running up and down, you giving the oohs and the ahs, you got alley-oops, you got behind the back passes, you got Magic Johnson, you got all that type of stuff. But with social media and people complaining and crying and bitching all the time, now we have to get a game like this. But I'm not mad at it because it was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. Even the championship game where the Stripes team really ran out of gas. It was the OGs for real. They were on 3 straight games. I know the NBA players, but like this is an exhibition. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it should be treated like. Nobody is watching an All-Star game to play defense. And nobody's watching the All-Star game for defense. And if you're telling me you're watching an All-Star game for defense, I'm going to call you full of shit because that's exactly what you are. But this was very entertaining. Victor Wembanyama did set the tone. Anthony Edwards matched his energy. And I really do love the fact that they want Anthony Edwards to be the face of the NBA so bad. They're trying to force it down our faces. But we all know in all reality that the face of the NBA is going to be Victor Wembanyama. I love Anthony Edwards. I love the way he plays. I love that he's unapologetically him. In his interviews, he gonna say whatever is on his mind. And they're gonna live with it and they're gonna laugh about it. But he is a good dude. And he got game. He got a whole lot of game. He got a lot of charisma. People are rooting for him to be the face. They want him to be the face. The internet wants him to be the face because they want it to be an American person. Look, it's a global game now, and the last, 5, 6 MVPs have been foreign guys. Giannis twice, Joker 3 times, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joel Embiid. And from the looks of it, it's going to be a foreign player for another year. Deal with it. It's going to have to deal with it. Don't know what to tell y'all. Overall, I think they nailed All-Star Weekend. This format will be around for a while, and I think eventually this format is going to have to morph into 2 teams, USA versus the world, because there's that many good foreign players out there. There were a couple of missing. Greek was missing, as well as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was missing. I'm not even going to get into Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic only playing the first game and then sitting out the second game. They played the first 5 minutes, and then you didn't see them again. If they actually would have played, they probably would have won the thing. With Wemby being serious and Wemby being out there like playing serious. I do have some stuff about that too. Let me get to it. Everybody with this whole one All-Star games to be competitive. I can remember a long time ago, and I know it's a different time, but I'm going to bring this up because, we live in a day and age where you can bring up old shit and it's okay. Remember the one player that everybody was praising, like, oh, he set the tone, he set the tone, he set the tone. Remember, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one and only Kobe Bean Bryant, one of my favorite players of all time. Remember him being booed for playing serious in an all-star game? Y'all remember that? Some of y'all probably was booing and some of y'all probably were clowning him about that. Y'all remember that. Let's not forget that. Everybody's quick to criticize LeBron. And I'm not even going to get on Ron Harper because it is what it is. You're a black father. It's Black History Month. You're a black father with not one but two boys playing pro ball. Nothing but love for you, but that shit was out of pocket. Everybody criticizes Bron for the All-Star game, saying like, yeah. But you got two of the top 5 players in the NBA that plays in this All-Star game every year and don't take it serious. And I'm talking about Luka Doncic and I'm talking about Nikola Jokic. Everybody swept what Kevin Durant said under the rug and went right to his burner accounts. Y'all worried about the wrong stuff, in my opinion. The coverage. Salute. Gotta give a salute to NBC for putting on and having such great coverage from the Friday night to Saturday to Sunday. They actually talked basketball and actually praised the players. It wasn't the grumpy old man. Listen, I love Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, Chuck like everybody else. But it was so good to hear fresh voices that were actually talking about what was going on the floor instead of making dad jokes and cracking on each other. Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony body the stand-up talking stuff. Reggie Miller, Jamal Crawford bodied it on commentary. Bravo, NBC. The only thing that was missing from this All-Star weekend, and maybe I missed it, was a Michael Jordan sit-down of the one interview they shot in August that they've been stretching off us and pulling the wool over our eyes and making it think that Michael Jordan was going to be a part of everything. And it's just one interview they put in 2-minute segments. It's all good. I'm not going to touch on the other Michael Jordan stuff because it is what it is. And y'all already got your minds made up that, it didn't look like what it looked like. Anyway, kudos to NBC for the coverage. Greatly enjoyed it. NBC has been doing a fantastic job all year long with their coverage. And I am so impressed and I love it. Inside the NBA is cool, but hey, I honestly don't miss it. And I'm not upset if I never see Inside the NBA ever again. I love Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck. But sometimes the fresh stuff is better. Amazon Prime kills it. Udonis, Dirk, Nash, Taylor Rooks. They do great work over there. They're doing basketball stuff. They're talking basketball stuff. And they're not grumpy old men hating on everything. And that's what Inside the NBA comes off me. I'm off on a tangent, man. The NBA All-Star Game also had its highest rating in 15 years. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Again, this format is going to be around. I'm fine with the format. I can live with the format. I won't complain too much about the format. I'm just a bigger fan of East versus West. I want them to put it back. East versus West. Give me two teams and give me a full game. With the target score, I like the target score thing. That the target score worked. First 3 quarters, y'all doing y'all thing. In fourth quarter, all right, this is what y'all need to win the game. Let's get it. It was good. Those were good all-star games when they did that. The uniforms, listen, the uniforms be cool, but either let them wear their jerseys or make the uniforms in the design of the host team. Like they were in LA, like they could have made them like the Clippers jerseys, except just put East and West on them. Like they're going to Phoenix next year. You should have made them in the Phoenix Suns or one of the Phoenix Suns type jerseys. They did that in the 70s, and I thought that the 70s and early 80s, and those were fire. Go look at some of those jerseys. Go look at 67, 72. Like some of them, it was made in like the Golden State Warriors. Then there was a year they were in LA doing it at the Forum, and they were in the colors of the Lakers. Then they did the then Washington Bullets. Like, I think that's dope, and that's something they should do. Because some of these colors, like last year, some of them colors, it's like, all right, man, this is nasty. Get this out of here. Like, it's ridiculous. There's an outside chance. It's been suggested that they're looking at doing a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 thing for All-Star Saturday night, and I'm all for it. 1-on-1 sound, when I heard it was just 1-on-1, I was like, but 2-on-2 sounds even better. And it depends on like who we doing. Are we gonna do with the All-Stars, or y'all just gonna pick the guys? I think the 1-on-1, I think that speaks for itself. Those guys are gonna jump in that. Anthony Edwards is probably gonna be the first one to sign up. Victor Wembanyama probably will be the second one to sign up. I could see guys like Victor Wembanyama doing 1-on-1, or Tyrese Maxey, even Joel Embiid. I think Kawhi Leonard would be tough in something like that. If I'm gonna go younger, I think I said Paolo Banchero. Even my guy John Morant would be fire there. Just trying to think of some 1-on-1 guys. I said KD. James Harden will probably roast some guys. Donovan Mitchell, the same thing. I'm on my Homer stuff. Karl Anthony Towns will probably give some guys a hard time in 1-on-1. Jalen Brunson gives guys a hard time. Just something like that. Or 2-on-2. Like, how are y'all picking the 2-on-2s? Are they gonna pick like it's gonna be amongst the All-Stars? It's gonna like, hey, I can pick a guy, or how about they get a star and a legend or something like that? That would be cool. Or the 1-2 punches, like, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. You had against Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic against LeBron and Luka, something like that. Or Luka and Austin Reeves, or Luka and whoever. Something like that. How would they do that? Like, it's something to look forward to. Whoever designed those warm-ups, the NBA should hire them permanently. I'm looking for those, and I need those. So bravo to y'all. Something that just came across my desk, like literally before I got to sit down. Um, Adam Silver is going to put he sent a letter to all of the GMs and all of the teams in the NBA that hey, I'm gonna change some things so y'all don't try to do any tanking. And it's a couple of things that may be like this is something that it is probably gonna happen. Only allows first rounders to have top 4 or top 14 plus projections, whatever. I think with as far as this one, first things first, I think everybody should have the same. If all the teams didn't make the playoffs, give everybody the same odds. Whatever. And then of those odds, only do the top 4. And then it going from 5 to what 13 or 14 or whatever the lottery is, like just do it by record. Then you can solve that. Freezing lottery odds at the trade deadline. That's a pretty damn good idea. Blocking teams from selecting in the top 4 in consecutive years or consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Preventing a team from having a top 4 pick a year after reaching the conference finals. That is directed at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh, that is so directed at them. All right, shut up, you stupid laugh. Moving lottery odds to records over a 2-year period. I'm not too keen on that one. Play-in tournament teams are also included in the lottery. Why not? And further flattening lottery odds for all teams. And you got to do something because these teams are tanking and they're not even hiding it anymore. Danny Ainge, you tripping. The Washington Wizards, y'all bugging. We see what's going on. We see what y'all doing. The Sacramento Kings, y'all tripping. Got to do something to get rid of that. We are finally about to get to some basketball, y'all, or we are back in some basketball. At the time y'all are watching this, I'm like, as y'all are watching this, I'm watching the Cavs. And hopefully they up by a lot, and hopefully they beating the dog piss out of the Brooklyn Nets. But I have 10 storylines to follow. This is courtesy of NBA.com. Jason Tatum's decision. What is he going to do? He is ramping up to come back. If Jason Tatum comes back, that's going to make the Eastern Conference even tougher, especially if Greek comes back with Cam Thomas and Porter Jr. out there. And if that team can figure out a way to turn it around, the Cavs with the moves they made, the Knicks are the Knicks. Can the Pistons hold on? How will these suspensions affect the Detroit Pistons? Because they're going to be missing some guys for a couple of games, like and you coming right out of the break. So, like Jason Tatum's decision is going to loom big for a lot of people. OKC at full strength. Shea is still out. Jalen Williams is rounding into shape. And when they get back healthy, can they reestablish their dominance? I got the Denver Nuggets. Like, that's another team trying to get back healthy. Joker is coming back, and he's still in his form. They're still trying to get Aaron Gordon back. Cam Johnson is back in the lineup. Can the Denver Nuggets challenge the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs? Cleveland's connection. Spider plus Beard equals what? We're getting ready to find out. Where we at? The Hornets. I'm gonna be keeping my eye on the Charlotte Hornets. My Cavs play the Hornets tomorrow night, so I'm really gonna be like eyes like on that one. Because they have seemed to have found a little something. LaMelo Ball, Kyle Knipple, like they balling. Finally. All those lottery picks, they should. Bucks trying to get at least to the play-in. Can they get there? The MVP race. NBA.com just has it as a 2-horse race with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic. And that's fair. But I feel like the way Donovan Mitchell has been playing, if he could get the Cavs up to the top seed or a top 2 seed, Donovan Mitchell needs some mention for MVP. Rookie of the year is the Cooper Flag versus the Field. Who y'all got? The final 2 weeks could shake some things up, man. There's some pretty good matchups, and I got them written down. The Pistons and Thunder on March 30th. The Golden State Warriors have back-to-back games on April 1st and 2nd against the San Antonio Spurs and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Rockets and Suns on April 7th, and the Celtics and Knicks on April the 9th. And the final storyline they have is LeBron and the Lakers. What they gonna do? Are they gonna be healthy? Everybody's there. What they gonna do? Because right now they in 5th. What's this? Oh, that's that. We about to talk about this in a second. But as of right now, looking at these standings in the East and the West, like at the top, Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, I believe they're going to take turns jumping over each other. Detroit, we're going to see this stretch of games how the Detroit Pistons respond with the suspension of Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren. We're going to see how they respond. We're going to see how they deal with teams ramping it up for the playoffs. We're going to see what J.B. Bickerstaff does. I've seen what he does, but we going to see. Again, with Boston, Jason Tatum, is he coming back or no? The Knicks, and Cleveland up at the top. We about to see what happens. My Cavaliers are hot right now, and I'm gonna get back to my Cleveland-ish next week. All right. And as far as the Western Conference, Oklahoma City might have jumped out so far that it's like, all right, we'll see. But the Spurs and Nuggets fighting for 2 and 3, and Houston right there at 4. Houston and the Lakers gonna be fighting for 4 and 5. Like, it's really all contingent on. Now, if it stays this way, and I believe it is gonna stay this way, and I want to see what Minnesota does in the second half. They got a point guard. They got Mike Conley back. We're gonna see what they do to ramp this thing up. I'm gonna make my pick right now. My NBA Finals is going to be the NBA Finals that I picked last year. The Oklahoma City Thunder and my Cleveland Cavaliers. That's where I'm at with it. I believe the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the Eastern Conference. The trades changed my mind. Everybody's getting healthy. Mobley and Strus, not Strus, but Mobley and Wade are back tonight. Max Strus is on his way back. So, boom. And moving on, the NBA Board of Governors are likely to vote on expansion this summer. Got a round of applause. I'm with it. I'm totally with it. As y'all know, Seattle and Vegas are the front runners. Actually, Seattle and Vegas are the only names, the only cities that I've heard like multiple times. I hear Mexico City, and then I hear like nothing. So we're just in a world that's just walk with me. We're in a world where this expansion thing happens. and the teams are Seattle, because we know Seattle, the Supersonics, will be back in the NBA, and Las Vegas, the fastest growing sports city in the United States. I'm just saying the United States for right now. The success of the Las Vegas Knights in the NHL, you got the Raiders that have moved there, as well as you have the Athletics moving there in a couple of years. Their stadium is being built. Only thing that's left is the NBA. And it's going to happen. I don't know what the team is going to be, or what the team name is going to be, but just those two franchises. I know the Seattle Supersonics. I honestly would have liked for them, I would like to see the Spirits of St. Louis come back. Even though I think those guys got enough of their money and all of that jazz. I don't know if the city of Pittsburgh would be able to do it. I'm just thinking about cities. Tampa has the arena. Crap. Like, it's really hard to think of. Louisville, Kentucky has the arena. Nashville, maybe. I don't know. But again, Seattle and Vegas. Now, with expansion, realignment is going to happen. It's going to have to happen, especially if you're expanding with two teams in the West. That's gonna move the balance of the conferences. You're moving two teams west. That means one team from the Western Conference is gonna have to move to the Eastern Conference. What is that gonna look like? It's down to 3 teams. I threw the poll question up there, and I asked a couple of my trusted buddies. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for the feedback. And it's 3 options, and these 3 options are out there, and it's been put out there. I had this stuff done last week, but I needed to go back and do a little more. The 3 options: the Memphis Grizzlies, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, what does that look like with those teams? And you move a team over. I'm gonna get back to the 3 teams in a second. Are you gonna keep 3 divisions, or do you move it to 4 14 divisions? Does the playoff format stay the same? And 82 games will certainly be in vogue. All right, so let's size this thing up. Let's look at this thing. The Memphis Grizzlies, that's an overwhelming, and that's the one everybody well, geographically it makes the most sense, and they're already the easternmost Western Conference team. It would make sense to move them to the East. Cool. And that would be cool. But let me put a couple bugs in y'all ear. Before the New Orleans Pelicans became the New Orleans Pelicans, they were the New Orleans Hornets. And the New Orleans Hornets, before they moved to the Western Conference, was an Eastern Conference team. Before they moved west. You drop the Pels in the East, you have Zion Williamson in the Eastern Conference. You compare them with Atlanta and the 2 Florida teams, and that's your division there in the Eastern Conference. But my pick would be the Minnesota Timberwolves. Because I know everybody talk about the geographically, the Minnesota Timberwolves are closer to the Central Division than they are the current division that they're in now. They're a lot closer to Milwaukee, Chicago, Cleveland, Indiana, Detroit than they are to Denver, Utah, Oklahoma City, and Portland. If we're being honest. And the mere thought of taking the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards and dropping him into the Eastern Conference, bring it. It makes the Eastern Conference a little more competitive. And you got Anthony Edwards in the Eastern Conference. And they want him to be the face anyway. So there's that. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments again, man, for those people. But I would like to see Minnesota moving. And there was also a report like Minnesota is probably going to be the team. So y'all can feel the way about that all y'all want to. Y'all can talk all the technical shit and the geographic shit y'all want to. As I said, like Memphis is the easternmost, so it makes the most sense. But the New Orleans Pelicans were the Charlotte Hornets, were the New Orleans Hornets, who were the Charlotte Hornets, who were the Eastern Conference, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are closer to the Central Division than they are everybody else. Before we get out of here, Chris Paul has called it a career after 21 seasons. Drafted by the New Orleans Hornets. He played for the Hornets, the LA Clippers, the Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Phoenix Suns, who he went to the finals with, the Golden State Warriors, the Sacramento Kings, and the final trip with the LA Clippers. 12-time All-Star, 2013 All-Star Game MVP, 4-time All-NBA first team, 5-time second team, 2-time third team, 7-time All-Defensive first team, 06 Rookie of the Year, 5-time assist champ, 6-time steal champ, all 75th anniversary team, averaged a career of 16 points, might as well say 17, and 9 assists, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, McDonald's All-American, ACC Rookie of the Year, first team All-ACC in 2005. The dude is a surefire future Hall of Famer, and in my opinion, he is a top 5 point guard of all time. Go argue with your mama or go find your dad and argue with him. Thank you, Chris Paul, for 21 seasons. Before I get out of here, I want to say rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. I would not have been able to live with myself if I didn't say anything about the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Jesse Jackson ran for president. He actually did it twice. I noticed I seen a lot of people online speaking negatively, and I don't even want to talk about that stuff. But I am going to say Jesse Jackson is like a fond memory of me watching TV and seeing somebody that looks like me on TV. He is a man who reminded me that I was somebody. So, thank you, Reverend Jesse Jackson. May you rest in peace. Prayers and condolences out to your family, friends, and all loved ones. With that said, y'all, we are going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in next week, man. I'll have more. I'm going to be back on my Cavs stuff. It'll be fresh off of a Knicks game. A game against the New York Knicks. The Cleveland Browns hired a defensive coordinator. I'll talk about that at another time. Look at Wimpy done fell down. You see my grandboys, like he done got mad and got bored. I had to separate them because they were fighting. But I will be back next week, man. Also, remember, Whiskey and Wings is coming soon. Fall Through is coming soon. Push and Berry is coming up real soon. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Always remember, protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. Creators, be great, stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Until next week, y'all, peace out.